It's Monday morning and it's day one of my craft cubby. Now, it does look very cluttered. Hubby keeps mentioning this. It is well, I would say fairly organised. Yes, there's a lot of stuff in there. And this box thing here that I've put paper at the back, that was added last year when I was started increasing my crafting. So my voice is a bit rough this morning. And the reason why I wanted to try and go through everything, I try and go through everything every 6 months, try twice a year, where I literally go through all my boxes up the top there. Yeah, I've got a little mini chandelier. I think that came from BM. This is my girly space. And the reason I want to declutter it a bit, it's fine for me. And when I sit in my chair there, I can swivel with my desk, as you probably notice. And then I have everything on these IKEA little pots. And I have these drawers here that face towards the chair. It works. I'm just wondering, with organising it a bit better, going through everything, whether I can declutter a bit. The reason why I want to do this, it doesn't bother me that much because I know where everything is, and as I said, it's organised, although it looks chaotic. But this room was a walk-in cupboard, and this is what we've used. And this door there is the lounge, and this way is the dining room, and then going into the kitchen. I haven't got the lights on. Excuse the box down there. I'm still getting rid of stuff. I'm quite proud. I haven't got the lights on, but it's getting quite full, and I've actually made a little tiny dent in the DVDs. And then just behind me I have got our back door, and I've got a bookcase there. At one stage we thought, or I did, was possibly, I know this wiring, we were thinking about getting a quote and actually taking this part of the wall out, closing the door, possibly not using that door, so I've got the extra space, that extra bit of wall space. And then I thought, well, if we ever did come to sell the property, someone could easily put the door back on and have a cupboard. So I don't think it's going to happen, but if I can declutter it a little bit, that'd be great. So I'm going to give you an overhaul and an overview, I should say, of my stuff. As I said, a lot is going on. I've got like my granddaughter's money box here. I say I put money in every week, and I do tend to buy bits and pieces. This and this was made by my daughter-in-law. I made, I don't know, I think I showed you this. I made this little owl, felt owl, obviously the dog. The boxes were last week, and so was the picture frame. I've got some quotes here. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. The secret of being happy is simply being nice. This I got from I can't remember if it's charity shop or car boot for 99p. I think it might have been the charity shop, thinking about it. And then I want to clear all this because this I love. I think this came from B&M. I've had this quite a few years now, 3 or 4 years maybe a bit longer. It's the first thing I purchased to decorate my cubby, and it says this is my happy place. Now I am thinking also either getting a second IKEA shelf, going up a bit more up here, sorry my arm's in the way, or just putting that with command strips on that wall, because I've still got a fair bit of wall. So I'm thinking I might get some more of these narrow shelves. It can't be a full shelf because although I'm sure I don't want anybody obviously knocking their head if they do come in. Yes, my family members do come in, but it's usually down there, and I've said this before. I did actually share all this when I first started my channel last year, but I have things like string, tape, my label maker, but I am going to go through everything this week. I'm trying to give you an overview to see, you know, try and prove to myself also if I can declutter. This has worked really well. I used to have these sort of containers all the way down, and some of these used to go in one of those, but as it's sort of increased, I hadn't got the room, so I had to take the little boxes out and put them there. That does work. Then I have my little bit container here. I do like these. This came from TK Maxx. Glue, bits and pieces, embellishments, what I'm using at the time. I've just got the wipes handy there. Down there I've got different paper folders, and then I've got down here is my bigger folders, and it's in like a white paper rack, which I have shown. The furniture all comes from IKEA, and then I have these 2 units. Now this one used to be round because it goes down there. It is a very tight squeeze, but I just like looking at my desk straight. We could have probably organised it a little bit better, but when we went, the desk was a shade bigger. As you can see, this shelving here was the original shelving when it was used for the computer desk. That's extra, but I'm not bothered. That's my wrapping station behind there. Again, I will go through everything. And then I have my 2 IKEA sets of drawers. This one has my little bits of makeup, nail varnish collection, which I will be showing, hair products, and the other one has more to do with crafting and scissors machine. I do have my project folders and everything up there. I did put this up here temporary, and I bought a set of 4 boxes for 99p. I did use one, and just to give me a little bit extra shelving. And then I've got my accessories there that I am going to be doing a video on as well. And the only thing that was original that I kept at the time because of budget was the shelving. And I've added these IKEA boxes. I've said I've used these in different colours around the home. I've got white for storage, red in the kitchen, and pink in here. Although I was debating about whether I should have gone for white in here, but I had this pale pink originally. I'm just trying to tone it down because obviously there's a lot going on. That apple thing there is what my son and daughter-in-law bought me, and it's got like little buttons and everything. But again, I'm going to spend the week going through all this. I bet people are thinking, crikey, how much? Hubby calls it the TARDIS without the room because it's amazing what I get in here. I'm quite short, so it's working quite well. I'm quite small myself. It's just, you know, it's come to the stage now I'm trying to organise bits and pieces. Now, my little chat for today is, before I get started, is me and hubby are both in our 50s, and I don't know whether this is for everybody. We got engaged, we saved up to buy our house, furnished it, cars, holidays, kids, work on the house, new boiler, new windows twice, cladding on the house. You know how it goes. Boiler again, central heating, radiators. And it gets to the time in life that we're okay at the moment. I'm not working, hubby's working, my youngest son's working, who still lives at home. You go back to our 50s and sort of going to our teenage years maybe, not with the drink because we don't drink and everything like that. We're respectful, but what I'm talking about is gaming, and I've gone through a girly stage. That's why I've got a lot of girly pieces. I did go through a stage that I was really into Hello Kitty in my 40s, and that was because of my friends and granddaughters, especially one particular was really into Hello Kitty, that sort of thing. And you get to a stage that you're semi-comfortable, shall I say, and we're in a time of our lives now that we're easing up, and we're sort of doing things, craft projects, gaming, as I said, to what we used to, well, what you would do as teenagers basically, because we didn't have all that. We didn't have all the gaming and everything. I think we're just reverting back, but what I'm trying to explain, if I'm getting this across, is that this stage of life we are sort of now trying to enjoy ourselves more without the, obviously, the pressures. We've never had debts. If we couldn't afford to buy cash for something, we didn't have it. The only loan, if you can call it a loan, was the mortgage, which we paid off plus a hefty shortfall, but I didn't want to pay any more interest, and that's why I didn't get, one reason I didn't get my kitchen is because the shortfall, which would have made a beautiful kitchen, but I just didn't want to pay the interest. I'm hoping not getting bored of looking at my cubby, but I'm not particularly looking good this morning. But I hope you can understand what I'm actually saying. We're trying things that probably you should have done it in your teenage years, but you didn't have all the technology and everything. And I must admit, a family member has set up Sims on one of the consoles for me. I do like Sims, and I've played the old ones. I just haven't had the chance or the time to do it, even in the evenings. So fast forward this little chat if you're not interested, but I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Girly, and some pieces may look a bit maybe too girly, too young. It's just I want to live those years a little bit that I didn't have those sort of things, if you know what I mean. So that is why it's such a girly space, and I have little bits and pieces around. Hope you've enjoyed this video of part 1, and see me tomorrow when I start organising for part 2. Goodbye.